the thing just fell down. And I'm actually going to add that clip into here as well, okay? Today is May 7th, okay? And in my area, our last frost date, if you are like a gardener or whatever, our last frost date is May 11th. And they tell you to really start planting and putting like your plants out there May 20th. Now, in the Midwest, that's too short of a, you know, growing time. So I like to be a little rebellious. And then plus, some of my perennials that, you know, stuff that come back every year, you guys are smart, you know that, right? Some of the stuff that comes back every year, it has already been growing up. Like my rhubarb is like, the leaves are bigger than my hands. My broccoli, after which is cold resistant, is growing. And some of my onions and my garlic chives I've showed you guys, that stuff is already growing. So I'm like, why do I have to wait? Like, you know, I understand for baby plants you have to be safe, but if they're already out there in the element, you know, they adapt. So I'm doing several types of gardening. You guys know that I did the traditional, started my seedlings inside. I wanted to challenge myself. That was a grand scale. It was a good thing and it was a bad thing. Like some of the stuff was like thriving and some of the stuff didn't. So we put those in the greenhouse, okay, and start over. But I also like to do something called chaos gardening, okay? Now, why do I have this pen in my hand? Because I still like to, you know, at least label. It's going to be like ordered chaos, if that makes any sense. So this is my herbs, my culinary herbs. You guys know I have a cooking channel. And if you didn't know, you can go check it out on Diamond Chronicles, okay, here on YouTube as well, all right? This channel is more so for like fun, vlogging, you know, jokey, you know, garden stuff, right? And I put poetry and all sorts of stuff like that. Anything, everything, all right? So this is my culinary herbs. I cook a lot. So this particular packet has basil, chives, cilantro, dill, savory, madrium, borage, parsley, rosemary, thyme, oregano, and sage herb, okay? So they have 200 to 100 or sometimes 50 seeds each, okay? So if I was to pour all of these out there, it's going to be nature versus nurture. We'll kind of see what may the best plants win. And then I'll just buy another one. This whole thing was like 15 bucks for all of these seeds, right? So and also you can let some of these go to seed. If you know how to harvest it correctly, you can re-get some seeds from these. And some of these are perennials, so they'll keep coming back, okay? So all of these basically is going to take these, shake them up, and just throw them everywhere. I'm going to show you guys in a second. But I still like to label to kind of know those are my herbs there. Some of these I know definitely by sight, but some of these herbs are more exotic than what I normally will cook with. Like the savory, I really don't cook with that much. And then the borage as well. Every other herb here, I definitely cook with a lot. So I would know those by sight, but I still like to do that because, again, I told you guys, sometimes weeds, remember, a weed is just a plant growing where you don't want it to. But sometimes there are native plants. And what do I mean by that? Those are plants that are native to your area, right? Or like to your region, right? In the Midwest, these little, what they call weeds, little ivory is going to grow up here. Or, you know, this type of Virginia, it's called creeping Virginia bush is going to grow here. I do dig those up and put those into my, my garden beds as well. I think it's good to kind of show respect to the native plants as well, and let them feel welcome, and then just let the herbs kind of grow up around them as they would in nature. So the garden beds, even though we want them to look pretty and manicured, you can go that way, but I like mine to look as close to nature as possible. So I like to start my seedlings and tuck them in there at different stages, and then I like to throw the seeds out there as chaos gardening. You can do that as well. If you're like, I don't think that's going to work, get you some beans. If you have dry beans in your home, and just throw them outside and watch them start growing up. Okay, it'll work. So with all of that said, I'm going to label this herb garden. Okay. And then of course my daughters get in, you know, they get into it, and they like to start making signs and stuff too, or whatever, and I'll let them do that with the paint and stuff like that. But right now, that way I know, oh, this garden bed, I want it to be my herb garden, okay? Because last year I had them just like all around everywhere. So I want it to be beautiful chaos. All of these chaos garden, herb garden though. All of those in that garden bed is going to be herbs. And then I'm going to make some for my onions, okay? All right, yeah, I just want to just have the onions just growing up. And I told you guys I'm growing 8 different type of onions. And then also tomatoes. Okay, those are the main plants. Every other plant, I'm just going to plant it where I want to. And whatever it yields, it yields. So we have tomatoes, herb garden, and our onions. And I'm just going to throw all of these seeds out. Every last seed, I'm just throwing it out there. Because, now, let's do the calculations. Our frost date is May 11th, right? Today is May 7th. So that's 4 days. So a lot of these plants, it'll tell you on the back, which is really cool, to germination 14 to 28 days after sowing. So technically I should have planted these a little bit longer ago, but if I plant them now, as they start growing up, as baby plants, they'll be growing up in the elements, the natural elements of the sun, the natural elements of the wind, of the different critters that come around, the coldness of the heat. And if it starts struggling, I do have something called this. You can put the cover over them. Those things you see people put on their bushes. I can put some cover on them. Okay, so let's sneak outside to throw some seeds out there. So I have a bag here, and I'm just going to open these up. And this is my savory. I'm just going to be throwing them in this bag. And let me show you what the seeds look like. You can see how small those are. Get those thrown up in there. Okay, a lot of these seeds are very small because they're herbs. Cilantro, I love cilantro. A lot of these herbs have a tremendous health benefits for us. They smell good. They're good for the bees as well. These are a little bit bigger. Okay, get that on up in there. Cilantro, borage. Now this is one I've never grown before. Okay, and they'll tell you like the certain space and like space it this much apart. I mean, you can if you want it to look, again, manicure, but I'm not going for that look. Okay, want it to look beautiful, but to be manicured, right? I'll get the edger around my garden beds because they're looking kind of crazy right now. But on the inside of the garden bed, it's going to be looking like a beautiful mess. Thyme. Okay, this is German thyme. You can even smell it sometimes. The seeds have the scent of the plant. Dill. Everybody loves dill. Now, last year, I grew these dill everywhere. I actually have a big old bag of dill in my shed. Hello. So we have them all mixed up. We're about to go outside, okay? Hopefully my dog is not right here. I'm about to throw them out in my garden vehicle. All right. Hi. Hey, poo-poo. Get down. Get down. You got that stuff on you. Go on. Go on. Go on. No, no, no. Stop, stop, stop. Hey, girl. She got a little scram. Sorry, guys. She got mud on her. You understand? And they be trying to. So this last year, this one, see, I got a little bit of lettuce right there. There's a lot of bees. I'm going to have to hurry up. I don't know if I want this one to be my herb garden or if I could just do like several herb gardens around here. I think this is a good herb garden, but also another good herb garden would be this one back here. But it already got herbs up in there. And I think this will be good for the tomatoes. So I think I'm going to do herbs here. Okay? So we'll have like a little herb section here. I think these little pots would be cute as herbs. Okay? So we got the, you just sow them anywhere. See how I did that? We're going to put a little here. Just putting them everywhere. You can also double back around with different types of seeds too. Oh my God, what is that? Some here. All right, and I think that's good right there. We have for our chaos gardening.